Hey, what's up my friend? Keala Kanae here, and in this quick video, what I'm gonna do is kind of give you some idea of a plan that you can potentially use to quit your job if that's something that interests you, right? I mean, I remember having a job that I wasn't necessarily in love with, and all I could do was daydream about quitting that job. And so if you're in that situation currently, well, then let's kind of go over a possible solution to that. There's lots of solutions to that. There's a million ways to make $1 million, right? What I'm going to do is go over a process with you that is a clear, actionable plan that you can implement to eventually replace that full-time income that you currently earn at your job. So the first thing that I would suggest that we do is first, what is that monthly nut that you need to cover, right? What is your pay every month that you'll need to earn in order for you to replace that job? One of the things that I tell customers inside of my community, clients inside of my community, is to focus on earning at least 3 times per month in creating a business or an income stream that pays you 3 times what your current job pays you, just as a measure of safety, right? There's a lot of rhetoric on the internet, a lot of people out there who, and I'm just gonna sidetrack here for a moment, and I'll come back to this, I promise, but there is a lot of bullshit notion on the internet about this whole, if you're serious about it, just burn ship and go all in, and if you want plan B to work, you got to get rid of plan A, and all of this sorts of tomfoolery, which really makes no sense, right? It's just, I understand the thinking. The thinking is basically, burn the ships, storm the beach, and if you have no way of going back, it is either succeed or die, right? Which comes from I believe it was Cortez who stormed who invaded the Mayan. I believe I got that right. Anyway, he invaded whatever society it was, burned all the ships, and a few hundred people overthrew a few thousand people, or whatever the odds were, right? And it comes from that story. However, there's a difference between burning the ships and burning your house down, right? And setting fire to an income stream is not necessarily the best way to motivate yourself. I don't necessarily think that that is intelligent at all. Instead, it creates a lot of stress. It creates I need to, I must, I have to succeed, or else, I'm a total failure. And that level of stress is not conducive with really making money, right? I've had lots of people that have become a part of my community who I've told, go get a job. Stop doing that to yourself. Just go get a regular job, earn some regular income, and then invest some of that income back into your business. So in our community, we talk about your day job as like your daytime investor. It's somebody who's willing to pay you for your hours, pay you for your time and your energy and your effort. They'll compensate you for that so that you have some regular money coming in. And outside of that, you can start to build a business that'll compensate you based purely on performance and the skills that you master over time. So I just want to get that out of the way, right? So we're not talking about some bullshit burn ship type strategy. Instead, very realistically, let's figure out what you need to make per month. So let's say that the monthly nut that you need to cover is $5,000 a month. And we want to make triple that in order to make sure that we have some measure of safety in case, stuff happens, which it does. So 3 times $5,000 a month is $15,000. So when you earn $15,000 per month consistently, you have probably some assuredness, some security, and then walking away from that $5,000 a month income and knowing that even though this may fluctuate up and down a bit, you're probably going to be relatively safe. And when I say income, I'm talking gross revenue, right? Gross revenue. So let's go ahead and dig into one sort of strategy that we can use to basically quit our job in this scenario. All right. So if you've seen some of my other videos on the internet, you may understand some of what I'm about to share. If not, I would suggest that you go back, look up some of my other videos where I explain on a bit more basic level what it is that I'm about to share. Okay. So as affiliate marketers, as an affiliate marketer, okay, one of the general rules of thumb that we have is that we earn $1 per lead per month. So keep that in mind as I go forth from here. $1 per lead per month. All right. So here's what we do as affiliate marketers. We generate an audience, people who have a problem that they want solved or a desire that they want fulfilled. We find offers that are going to fulfill that desire or solve that problem. So if these people want help in finding a love, right? These are men who want help learning how to pick up women, let's say, as an example. Or women who want help finding an actual good, decent man who knows how to treat a woman and has a good job and a good career and isn't some just fuckboy. Who knows? So what we'll do is we'll find an offer that fulfills that, and there are many offers in that niche that I just described. Find an offer that fulfills that desire. We will build a simple little website called a squeeze page. So I'm going to put here SQ page, a squeeze page, and we place ads in front of this audience on things like Facebook, YouTube, Yahoo, Bing, whatever. Okay, any place that these people are hanging out, we'll place these tiny little ads on the internet that they click on. They go over to our squeeze page. Our squeeze page has some sort of an attractive headline. So let's say that this is men who are looking to pick up women, okay, or to enhance their ability to attract good-looking women or start conversations with good-looking women. Well, they might click on an ad and they come to a page that says, tired of being the fifth wheel out with your friends. Use these 3 sentences make every woman want to date you, let's say. Enter your email below for instant access. So they would then enter their email address on this page and bang. When they do, they will be taken over to an offer, which would probably be some sort of a PDF on dating or a dating course, like a digital course that they could purchase. That offer might be, $100, let's say. So let's say the offer is $100 and pays a 50% commission. So we make $50 every time we send somebody to that offer. Now, those offers can actually be quite a bit more, $200, $300, $500. There's offers like this that exist online for $1,000 and $5,000 and more that still pay 30, 20, 30, 50% commissions as well. So I'm just giving you a simple round number. Okay, so this is basically, generally speaking, this is the world that we live and play in as affiliate marketers. So what we're doing is we're advertising to an audience that has a desire. We're sending them to a page where we can collect that lead. Okay, so we're getting an email address, and then we're sending them over to an offer, and hopefully if they buy that offer, we earn a commission. We're going to pay for the ad over here. We're going to pay some money for the ad, and on this end, we're going to make money in return. And we hope that ultimately, in the long run, we make more money in return than what we spend on the ad. Okay? So, if we're going to build and then really what we're looking for in the long run isn't necessarily to make a ton of money from this offer. What we're really looking for in the long run is to build this, which is our long-term asset, which is our email list here, right? And the reason for that is that once you've handed over your email list or your email address, and we have that email address on a list that we can then begin to mail, we have an asset that will pay us potentially forever, as long as we're mailing it offers that are related to their interests. So we can mail that subscriber this offer about, learning how to pick up women. We can mail them other offers in a similar, that fulfill a similar desire. We can run quizzes to this email list or surveys, asking them what they want to know more about. Is it possible that men who want to pick up women and be better at dating may also want to lose weight and get in better shape so they're more attractive to a woman? Yes. Is it possible that they also want to learn how to make more money, right? Starting their own business because, hey, to a degree, making a considerable income is attractive to women, right? So maybe that's something that they're interested in. Who knows? They've probably got multiple interests, right? So what we want to do is develop this long-term asset. That's the long game. And remember, we earn, as a general rule of thumb, we consider, now I do more than this per lead per month, but as a general rule of thumb, we can expect to earn $1 per lead per month. So in other words, if we want to generate $15,000 per month, what we ultimately want here in the long run is 15,000 leads. 15,000 subscribers, and we will probably be earning right about $15,000 per month and be able to quit our job. Now, when I first got started in the industry, this is back 2013, I want to say. By the time I had about 15,000 leads, I had already generated about $250,000 in total revenue, somewhere around there. Okay, those numbers might not be exact, but it's roughly that. So by the time I had 15,000 leads on my email list, I'd already pulled in over $250,000 or roughly that. Okay, so obviously this number is possible. I mean, 250,000 is obviously more than $15,000 per month in terms of annual revenue, right? So I believe so. Is that correct? So 150, yeah, that's $15,000 a month is $180,000 in annual revenue. Okay, so obviously I was doing a bit better than our average back then, and I was just getting started. I was just relatively new to the game. Today I do quite a bit better than that. But here's my point. If you were in this situation and wanting to get out of a $5,000 a month job, a good way, predictable, safe, intelligent way to approach that would be to generate a revenue outside of that job that's the equivalent of about $15,000 per month. And one way to do that is to generate about 15,000 leads on an email list in a particular niche that is profitable, right? If I were building this email list in the beta fish niche, right, which I've actually seen done, so people who are interested in beta fish, well, there's only so many offers you're going to find in the world of beta fish, and it's not going to be all that exciting. So you probably wouldn't have as much scalability and opportunity in that niche. But when you're talking about men who want to be better at, attracting women, very, very highly scalable niche. Now, let's say, to give you some numbers that you could potentially wrap around this, and I'm going to give you some very general conceptual numbers off the top of my head. This should not be taken as a prediction of what it's going to actually take for you to generate this sort of revenue or this sort of email list. So in terms of ads, let's say that we're able to generate clicks on our ads for $1 per click. And I can think of a few different ways to do that. So let's say $1 per click. Okay. So, and let's say that your budget for advertising is about $500 per month. Okay, so you got $500 a month to start, so you can generate about 500 clicks. Now we're going to send those clicks over to our squeeze page. Let's assume that we can get 50% conversions. I'm saying that in order to keep our numbers simple at first. However, in the long run, we can definitely, like I've exceeded this on many squeeze pages, right? So it's some simple split testing. We can get it even past that. You do it to do even better than this. But this is relatively a decent place to start. We might actually start, when you first launch it, you might start at somewhere between 20 and 30% and have to work your way up over time, depending on how good your design skills and copywriting skills are. Let's say we have $500 a month. We're sending the clicks over to a squeeze page where we get 50% of those people to become a lead. So we're generating 250 leads in month 1. And of those 250 leads, we send over to the offer. We get a 2% conversion rate. 2%. So 1% would be what? 2.5. 2% would be five sales, which if this paid $50, that would be $250, right, in commissions. Well, then month 2, we would take that and we would take this 250, and instead of going out and buying a freaking watch or going to the movies or buying a steak dinner, we'd take that 250, we'd add it to our monthly marketing budget, and in month 2, we'd spend $750, right, on ads. 750 divided by 2, so 50% of that becoming a lead would be 375. 375 clicks goes over to our offer. 2% of 375 would be 7.5 roughly. So now we have 7.5 sales times 50 equals 350. 7 so we'll say 7 sales, 350. So that'd be $400 roughly. Okay, so $400. Well, now we're going to add that. Now we're going into month 3. We're going to add that $400 to our monthly marketing budget. Now we've got, so in month 1, so I'm going to say month 1, right? We had 250 leads. 250 leads. Okay, in month 2, we have another 375 more, so that's 5, so 625 leads. Now in month 3, we're going to take our earnings from month 2, 400, we're going to add it to our monthly marketing budget. Now we're going to spend $900 on ads and 900 clicks. Now I generate an additional 450 leads, send that over, that's 9 sales. 9 sales times 50, that's 9 times 5, 400 and whatever. So $450, something like that. 450 times, added in to our $500 of monthly spend. And what's going to happen is you're going to see over time, we're going to continue to increase this cycle, increase our spend, build our email list. So in this example, month 3, 450 leads added here brings us up over 1,000 leads. So 1,075 leads. And we're going to keep taking the money that we're earning on this side, spending it back over here on this side, adding it to our monthly spend, and over time, this cycle is going to increase. And eventually, we get our spend up to $2,000, $3,000 a month of advertising to generate leads on our list. We liquidate some of that ad spend in terms of commissions on the front. And remember, every month, we're mailing that list. We're sending them back to this offer. We're sending them other offers in that same niche. And over time, we're building up a reliable, consistent income off of this asset that we built that is an email list. Now, to some people watching this, they say, man, that's not that sexy. That took me 3 months to build $1,000 a month business. Okay, so were you hoping for a get-rich-quick scheme? Because, unless you want to build a real asset, put in the work, build a real long-term legitimate business, unless you don't want to do that and you're looking for some sort of a get-rich-quick scheme, other than that, this is a very realistic, grounded in reality, you know, real way of building a business that's going to last and stand the test of time. Now, is it going to look exactly like this? No. A lot of times people get started and their first 30 days is just spent on learning, or 60 days or 90 days is just learning how to build this type of a funnel, where to get traffic, how to build a good squeeze page. That's all part of it, right? And so there are two types of people watching this video right now. There is the kind of, you know, the type of person who wants to get rich quick, wants to you know, does not have patience, does not have the mental maturity to understand that anything that's worth having is worth working for. They want to get out of their job right away. They want to quit within the next 30 to 60, 90 days. And that person is probably going to come back to this video 3 years from now wondering, why didn't I just follow the advice here, after they have chased down get rich quick scheme after get rich quick scheme after get rich quick scheme, thinking that there was going to be some shortcut to wealth that doesn't actually exist anywhere. And then there are those people who are watching this right now who've maybe been down that road 100 times and understand the value of taking the long, methodical approach to building a business, right? So, yes, this happened for me in about a year. Oops, excuse me, dropped my pen. Okay. Yes, this happened for me in about a year, maybe a little bit over a year when I first got started. But that's probably not the norm, if I'm being honest, right? And what people don't see is that I had also failed in business for 12 years before that. But in all of those failures, I learned a lot about marketing. I learned a lot about sales. I learned a lot about copywriting. I learned a lot about the psychology of influence. And therefore, by the time that I started applying this model of business, I had learned a lot about how to write good ads, write good emails to the list, find good offers, create good copy on a squeeze page. So I had some things going for me by that point, right? So, you know, if you are looking for some way to get rich inside of the next 90 days, look elsewhere. This is not it. But if you're looking for a viable business opportunity that doesn't take a whole lot of risk up front, where the risk is minimized, where the work is minimal and minimized. You don't have to deal with customer support. You don't have to deal with inventory. You don't have to deal with shipping hassles, merchanting issues, banks, and all the other sorts of nonsense, right? You just send traffic to an offer, get paid, and then build an email list that you can keep engaged and send them more stuff and more offers over time, and eventually build a 5-figure a month business, a 6-figure a month business, a 7-figure a month business. Yes, I said a 7-figure a month business. My business does 7 figures a month. I have another, as I'm shooting this video, I'm doing this entire thing again in a new niche with a new business partner. And we will likely, within the next 12 months, have another 7-figure per year, per month business. So that is what it can lead up to over time and with experience. So if that's something that you're interested in, then this is a very legitimate model that you can follow, that I think is one of the more intelligent ways to approach the online business opportunity versus selling physical products off of sites like Amazon that I think take much more risk. You work just as hard to generate a sale. You make a very, very small margin, and you deal with a ton of customer hassles in the process, which I don't think is necessarily worthwhile. But anyway, those are just my thoughts. So if you want to learn more about this, there is probably a link around here somewhere, around this video, or maybe down in the description, that'll take you over to one of my webinars where you can learn much more about this over the course of about 2 hours, 2 hours worth of content. You can learn much more about this and go much deeper on that. There's also some other links around here to some of my other content, I'm sure. And take a moment to click the subscribe button, smash that biatch, and subscribe and turn on notifications, and be notified whenever I release more content along these lines and others, around the topic of financial success and mindset. So look forward to seeing you in another video. Take care, my friend.